5 times a day. But then what happens is they're not a good person. They don't change as a person. They don't change as an individual. Their akhlaq, their character is not that good. Why? Because of this problem of not being able to prevent. If, for example, their tongue, the person is not preventing the tongue from haram, the dhulumat or the darkness that will come into the body. See, sins bring a darkness. Trying to obey Allah Azza wa Jal brings a light. So each time we obey Allah Azza wa Jal in anything, Allah gives us a light. And that light is something that is there, that will appear for us on the Day of Judgment, that we will see on the Day of Judgment. In various hadiths, the Prophet ﷺ has talked about light. For example, when you do wudu and you wash your limbs 3 times, Sahih hadith, it says that your forelocks are going to be shining and beaming with light on the Day of Judgment. A person who walks in the darkness to Isha Salah and Fajr Salah, Rasulullah ﷺ has told us, give them good news of complete light on the Day of Judgment. So light is something which again and again has been mentioned in the ahadith for obeying Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, light is something that is there. But when you disobey Allah, darkness prevails. Darkness comes. Okay, darkness comes when you disobey Allah. Dhulumat, for example, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, "Al-dhulmu dhulumatun yawm al-qiyamah." Forms of oppression, any forms of oppression, any type of oppression, any type of unfair treatment turns into darkness. It will turn into various forms of darkness on the Day of Judgment. This is a Sahih hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. Okay, so anyone who's unfair in this world, they're receiving darkness. And that darkness will manifest in an actual form for them on the Day of Judgment. Okay, here in this world we can't see it. So if you were to operate in someone's heart or operate on their body, you can't see the light, you can't see the darkness inside there. But there is a whole system around us that is going on, that every time we do a good deed, there is light, and every time you do a bad deed, there is darkness. In another hadith, Sahih hadith of Muslim, the Prophet ﷺ has explained to us that when a person does a good deed, a white dot is thrown onto the heart by an angel. An angel will throw a white dot onto the heart. When a person does another good deed, the angel will come and throw another white dot onto the heart. And he says that the heart will continue to have white dots onto it until the entire heart becomes white, with nur and with light. Okay? The same hadith tells us, when a person does a sin, commits a sin, then the angel will throw a black dot onto the heart. And they sin again, the angel will throw another black dot onto the heart. And they continue to sin until the entire heart becomes completely dark and black because of the sins that are there. Again, if you were to operate on a person, the physical heart is going to be red. Blood, redness. But there is an unseen heart that is there. And that's the one that either becomes white or it becomes black, depending on the good deeds that we do or the bad deeds that we do. So my point is that when we're doing good deeds, we're getting nur, we're getting light into the heart. When you do bad deeds or you disobey Allah, you get darkness. You get darkness that prevails and that takes over the heart. And of course, you can go from black to white, white to black. You can go in forms of grey. There are many shades of grey in between. So if you do good deeds, you get white, white, white. Then you do a few bad deeds, black, black turns slightly greyish. That's how it is. Now, what the point I was saying to you earlier is, a person whose tongue is not careful of what they're saying, and the person is, for example, lying. As soon as you lie, you've got a big black dot on your heart. That's the blackness that has been put onto the heart by the angel. Now, all the good deeds that you did, let's say for example you prayed, you did, you gave sadaqah, whatever, these are good deeds, brought you light to the heart. But when you sin a small sin, you get a small black dot on the heart. But when you have a big sin, then obviously it's going to be a big dot on the heart. And depending on the type of sin, the darkness is going to be something easily removable or it's going to be hard to remove. It's going to take a bit of effort to remove. Okay, so let me give you an example. When you eat food, and you finished eating food, to wash your hands straight after with some liquid or soap is easy, right? All the oil and everything comes off, very easily comes off. But when you're painting, and it's gloss paint, and a drop of that gloss paint has fallen onto your hand, is that easy to remove? If it dries up, is it easy to remove? No, it's not. It's going to take you a bit of effort to remove that. Major sins are like that gloss paint. They take a bit of effort to remove. Minor sins are like that oil on your hand. It's easy to remove. So there are various ahadith that tell us the next time you start to be obedient to Allah after you've sinned, then your minor sins, they will automatically start washing away. They're like the liquid. As soon as liquid or some soap comes in contact with some oil, it's going to start to wash it away. As soon as you've done a minor sin, and then after that you start to worship Allah Azza wa Jalla, or you start to be good again, do some tasbih, do whatever it is, okay, good act in the religion, then automatically your minor sins start to wash away. But if you committed a major sin, like let's say for example you had gloss paint of a spot here of a gloss paint, now it's dried up, you put that under water, you keep it underwater for good half an hour, it won't go. It needs a special cleaning thing for it. It needs one of those white spirits, those liquids that you get, to put it onto that and to wash it away with a special cleaning liquid. The same with a major sin, you have to do tawbah. You have to specifically go to Allah and say, oh Allah, I've really messed up. And to ask Him for forgiveness, and ask Him to remove the stain of that from yourself. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla, yes. Just by doing tawbah, just by going to Allah and being serious specifically for that sin. Just like you would go to the store and get the white spirit for your gloss paint that's on your hand, or the Tipex or whatever is on your hand, you have to go and get that specifically and applied, then that will be washed away. The same, whenever you do a major sin, you have to go to Allah Azza wa Jalla and specifically say, I committed this major sin and I'm asking you to please forgive me for this major sin.